Hey, how's it going? Michael Jones here with M&S Marketing Online. Today, I'm going to be telling you my story and why I started an online business. So, if you're new to my channel, do me a favor, click the subscribe button because on this channel, I'm going to be teaching you how to make money online, specifically with affiliate marketing. But I'm going to be doing a ton of videos on how to start and grow an online business, how to do affiliate marketing, and how to get traffic, leads, and sales to your business. My goal in this channel is to help you build a full-time, sustainable business that can generate you the time and the financial freedom that you and your family deserve. So let's get into it. Let's dive into it, and let me invite you into my world. So, and I want to officially welcome you to this video. Welcome you into my world. First off, I'm a man of God. I'm a loving husband to my wife Chantanelle, and I'm a great father to my two boys, Michael the third. He's 6 years old, and my son Aiden. He's just 3 years old. So about 3 years ago, I was working in a warehouse factory, and I was struggling to pay bills. I was living paycheck to paycheck, and I can remember one day I was driving this forklift, and I'm thinking to myself, "Where do I see myself in the next 5 years?" I knew that staying there was not an option, so I had asked myself. I said, you know, "Can I work from home? Can I make a decent income online?" So I had done a little research, and I went on my lunch break and I started doing research on ways to make money online. I remember finishing my shift at work and driving home. After doing the research, I remember driving home with the curiosity in my head all the way home. So I get home and like I said, I was thinking about it. I had been thinking about it for some time, and I get home and I nudge Chantanelle. And I say, "Hey, babe, I'm not sure about this. I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't know if I don't know. I'm not too sure about this. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm thinking of starting an online business." And I'm usually the type of person that would just, I believe in whatever I'm thinking. I like to bet on myself, and so I'm usually the type of person that just keeps my mouth shut and suffer through it, and just I'm just the type of person that likes to just keep my mouth shut and just suffers through it. But the pain and the struggle just kept getting worse. So I had to say something. So fast forward, 20 minutes later or so, I open this piece of mail up, and um, I'm I open this piece of mail up, and so this piece of mail has stated that 20% of my wages were about to be garnished for a car that got repossessed back in 2007. This is over almost 10 years ago. So at this point, I'm really seriously thinking about starting my online business because now I'm um, I've just been served with these papers, and I'm like, what in the world am I going to do? Like, 20% of my wages were about to be garnished for a car that got repossessed back in 2007. So, you know, the reality of the situation didn't really sink in until I received my check a couple days later because I got paid every week. So I received my check a couple days later, and I saw how much money was taken out. I was like, oh my gosh. I didn't even want to show Chantanelle what the check looked like. I was just like, this 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 not gonna work. So I contacted the collection agency, and I tried to work out a payment plan for a more reasonable amount. But at this point, it was too late because I had already been served with the papers. It had already been a court order. It was, the judge had already, stamped it and said I need to pay this amount of money, each week out of my check. And I'm like, so I look over at Chantanelle, and she was holding our newborn at the time. It was Aiden. Aiden was just a newborn at this time. So I look over at her, and she holding Aiden, and I share the check with her. I show her the check, and the look in her eyes made me, made me feel like less of a man. It made me feel real shameful. It made me feel like like I couldn't be the man or the husband that I was supposed to be. And I just felt the gravity after looking into her eyes. I just felt the gravity of it all. So the next few minutes seemed like hours, you know what I'm saying? And I remember her words exactly to me, and it was, what are we going to do? We both dealing with a ton of stress and anxiety with us having a newborn baby. And she's saying, I don't know, but I need to find a new job. I hate where I'm working at. I don't want to go back after my maternity leave. Not to mention, they called and asked if I'd be willing to relocate and take a new position. And so I'm like, well, what is the position? And she was like, well, I'll be still doing the same thing that I'm doing now, which is, at the time she was social service director. So she was like, I'll be still doing social service director. I'll be still holding that position, but I'll be also doing, I'll be also the assistant administrator. And I'm like, well, is it paying more? Are they willing to, give you more? Where is it at? And she was like, it's not too far. It's about 20 minutes away from here. And so thank God, it wasn't too far from the house. But she told me that if she accepted, that she'll be looking for an increase, that she would ask for an increase. So she accepted the job, and they gave her a little increase. So our jobs paid well, but we were extremely stressful and involved in putting long hours. Typically, I was putting in anywhere from 50 to 70 work hour weeks. One week, I had put in a total record of 84 hours. I mean, I had worked 7 days straight. I remember having to sign that 7 day waiver to waive my rights of being of working a seventh day straight. And so, our jobs were just demanding. We kept finding ourselves living paycheck to paycheck, especially with the wages being garnished. I mean, it may have been even more than 20% that they was taking from my checks. I mean, it was hundreds and hundreds of dollars that they was taking from my checks each week. And so I just remember us, living paycheck to paycheck, and I was endlessly frustrated, by having so much of my life being dictated by my job and by work. Because think about it, I had to work that much harder. I had to put that much more time in just to be able to cover the garnishments that the garnishments that was happening. So, at this point, it got to me, and it was at this moment, like I'm like, man, what am I doing? Like I'm still up here doing 70 and 80 hour work weeks. What am I doing? At this moment, I had realized that what I was doing was I was trading time for money. So at this point, my entire perspective has shifted. I was spending my most valuable time and resource doing something that I didn't enjoy, something that I hated getting up going to do every single day. Something that wasn't. I wasn't happy, and I knew it wasn't. I knew it was something. I knew it wasn't for me. It wasn't fulfilling my purpose. So I started to develop this burning desire in me, and it's still burning to this day as I speak on it. The everyday stress and the look on my two boys' face, the look on Michael's face. I could remember Michael would cry at times when I would leave, and Aiden would cry. I don't know if it was just because Michael was crying or if it was just because Aiden was just being Aiden. He was a newborn baby, but they would. I could just see the look on their faces when I leave, and they would cry as I left to go off to work. And it brought back memories of when I was just about 8 or 9 years old, and I can remember this like it was yesterday, because this is what shaped me. This is what made me the man that I am today. This is what made me the husband that I am today. This is what made me the father that I am today. So I can remember it was like yesterday. And I remember when my parents were separated, I could remember crying a lot of the Friday nights and Friday evenings, as my mom or my dad would pick me and my sister up to go visit him for the weekends. I can remember crying because I didn't want to leave my mom at all. Like I was comfortable, obviously, there. Our bond, our relationship was really close. I was a mama's boy, and I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to go see. I didn't want to go over to my dad's house for the weekend. I wanted to stay right there, so I could remember crying and how it affected me because of my relationship that I had with my mom, and I didn't want to leave, and so. Obviously, I had to go, and then I would get over to my dad's house, and we would do things together, and we would go and play basketball. We would go to work. We would go out to eat. We would do father and son things, and our relationship and our bond started to build. And on Sunday nights, I would also cry when it came time to go back home to my mom, to get ready for school. I would also cry, and that was because of the bond and the relationship that I had with my dad. I didn't want to leave his side either. I had, in a sense, I was a mama's boy for sure. Don't get me wrong. I was definitely a mama's boy, but my relationship with my dad, it was growing, and it was getting close too. And also, I was just I loved my parents both, and I was really close to them. I had a real close relationship to them both, and um, I didn't want to leave their sides. I got torn, and I was torn leaving from one house to go visit one of them, and then leave the other house to go visit the other. Like it stuck with me, and ever since then, as a little boy, I told myself ever since then, all I want to be when I grow up is a father to my kids, to be a husband to my wife, to be a father to my kids, and to raise them in the same household as me, so that they wouldn't have to go through the same pain that I went through. Now let that sink in as I speak on that. Let that sink in. I'm a little boy. I'm 7, 8, 9 years old. And what I'm thinking about, and I don't fault anything that I went through in my life. I don't fault anything that my parents made it, you know, what worked for them or what didn't work for them. Everything happens for a reason, and I take back nothing of what I went through. Like I said, it made me and it shaped me to become the man and the father and the husband that I am today. But at 7, 8, 9 years old, ever since I was a little boy, after experiencing the pain and the struggle and the crying every weekend, and watching, the crying of I have to go to my dad's house over the weekend. I'm leaving my mom, or after spending time with my dad, and we having a nice dinner, family dinner, and we doing things together, and now it's 7, 8 o'clock, and it's time to take me back home to get ready for school the next morning, and I have to leave. I mean, that was a lot for me. I would cry. I remember it to this day, and I really didn't tell too many people that story when I was young. I remember my mom and my dad know about it now, but I recall telling them this as I was an adult. So they didn't know how I really felt until I was a grown man at this point. And ever since then, I just told myself, what I want to, as a little boy, I said, what I want to be when I grow up. All I want to be is a husband, a great husband, have kids, be a great father to my kids, have them in the same household as me, so that they wouldn't have to worry about coming to see me on the weekends, or they wouldn't have to worry about that. We would all be together under one roof. And that's what I thought about at 7, 8, 9 years old. That was what I wanted to be. If you was to ask me in the classroom, if you was to go around the classroom and say, "Hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up?" I didn't say anything about being a doctor. I didn't say anything about being a lawyer. I didn't say anything about being a teacher. I didn't say anything about being a police officer. I didn't say anything about any. I said I want to be a father. I want to be a father. I want my kids to be in the same house. That's what I wanted. So. Um, that's what was important to me. That's what I strived for. So although I have my two boys and my beautiful wife all under one roof, this was two of my three goals in life growing up. These was two of my three goals growing up in life. My first goal was to be a husband to my wife, and the second was to be a great father to my kids. And so uh, I had at this point I had reached two of my three goals, and but it didn't feel like it due to the 50 to 70 long hour work weeks. It didn't feel like it, and so that's when a thought creeped up in my head that, you know what, this was why I started an online business. You know, the frustration of not being able to attend events with my kids. My wife would say, okay, well, me and the kids, we finna go to such and such house for a birthday party, or we finna go to, you know, play zone, or we finna go do this, and I'm doing 12-hour shifts, and I'm not able to attend events with my kids, take vacations. We couldn't take vacations. I'm working half of my life, you know. So it took me 12 hours. I was working 12-hour shifts. My commute was about 30 minutes to get to work and about 30 minutes to get home from work. So, you know, I'm not able to take vacations. I'm not saving money for my retirement, although I was putting money in my 401k up until my wages started to get garnished. When they started to get garnished, I didn't have it anymore to devote that same percentage of what I was putting in my 401k. I couldn't do that anymore. I'm like, you know, it made me whew, it made me do some things, and I had to make some changes in my life. I had to figure some stuff out to make it. You know, I was in a sense robbing Peter to pay Paul. I was trying to put $100 in my savings account, and 2 days later take it back out to make sure that my checking account wouldn't get overdrawn. I had to make sure that I had a checking account that allowed me to have a $500 credit protection plan. How many of you guys, you know, made sure or ever went through having a bank account where you can withdraw, you know, up to $500 out of your checking account even if you don't have it in there? I had to make sure I had one of them kind of accounts because I knew it was at times that I may have needed to borrow from money that I didn't have, and so um, that was no way to live. You know, I knew I couldn't, you know, put money away for my kids' tuition. The opportunity for advancement within the company was all taken away. They had stopped. They had told us, okay, you know, the highest you can probably become was like a lead in the warehouse field. You know, they got like a lead supervisor, or the highest you can go is like a lead. A lead. You couldn't be a supervisor. You couldn't go to operations manager. You couldn't go to a plant manager. You couldn't grow like that. They would all hire those type of people all from the outside. They stopped allowing you to grow from within the company. And I'm like, this ain't this. I'm not a person that's content with what's going on. I wasn't complacent in my situation, and so I'm looking at my bank account and I'm seeing that my money wasn't even funny. It really wasn't. And so I knew it was time to find something new. I knew that I would I would I would need to do something that would allow me to fulfill the dreams and the desires, uh, and instead not trade my time to help somebody else build their dream. I knew that it was time for me to make a change in my life because one thing that we don't get back is time, and I didn't want it to be where it's 5 and 10 years later, and I'm looking back wishing that I could have done something differently, you know, back then. So time we can't get back. So I decided something had to change, and I had to be the agent of that change. I really had no idea what I was looking for or who to trust. It was so confusing and overwhelming to wake up each day and not know my strategy for moving forward in my life to help better my situation. You know, uh, but I remember one day randomly scrolling through my phone, and I'm laying in bed, and like I said, I had already done some research. I had already looked at and looked searched how to make money online, how to make, you know, how to start an online business, how to, you know, just a side income, you know, just something that was looking to help me get over the financial burden that, you know, was probably most likely being left on my wife because I'm not really making enough money right now. So as a man in the sense and as a provider, I didn't like that feeling. It didn't sit too well with me, and I had to do something differently. So I started to do research and I started to figure out, okay, how can I make money online? And like I say, I came across this video, and it was about 10 minutes, 10 minute video, and it was unbelievable. And I was skeptical at first because I had already seen plenty of videos that had promised to do this and that just didn't deliver on it. I had tried many things, but none seemed to have worked for me. I tried to do blogging. I tried to start certain programs that tell you to push this button and this will happen, or click copy and paste, and or drop shipping and sell the products on eBay or a Shopify store. I had tried some of these things, something that would, okay, uh, you know 30-day money back guarantee, things of that nature. Just try it out. And I tried some of these things out, and it just didn't seem to work for me. But after watching this video, after the very first few minutes into the video, I had realized that, what, this might be the answer to my problems. And it was. It absolutely was. And not too long ago, like most people in the world, I was stuck uh, at a 9 to 5 job. I was stuck playing slave to a 9 to 5. Nothing wrong with those that are doing it, but for me, it wasn't my lifestyle. It wasn't what I wanted to do. So I remember when I was working a 9 to 5 job without any sort of real freedom to live my life on my own terms. But that's not the case for me anymore. Um, Now that my income is no longer tied to my location, nor how much I get paid per hour, in the last 17 months or so, I've been able to spend as much time with my family as I wanted to. I've been able to take last minute trips and vacations. Take my son to his first kindergarten. When he got into kindergarten, I was there to take him to kindergarten class. I was there to pick him up. I was there to do homework with him, play sports with him, teach my kids how to ride their bikes, and now homeschooling them. In the unprecedented situation that we're living in right now, I have to homeschool them. But I'm able to do that. I'm able to do that. It's challenging, but I'm up for the challenge, and who doesn't like a challenge? When it's worth it. Um, but you might be asking yourself, why does any of this matter? Why does any of this matter? Well, for instance, take the situation, like I said, that in the day and age that we're living in right now, and it's been what, several months now, almost going on a year. Seems like it's been a long time because that's how we've been sheltered. It seems like it's been a long time. We've been several months, and what's going on has seriously impacted all of us in some way, shape, form. And during this whole time, the entire time, I'm at home with my family, and I'm working my online business. And at the same time, my online business is working for me every second of every day. I have to put the work in. Don't get me wrong, I do have to put the work in, but I took on this time to say, you know what, this is the best time to go 10 times harder in my business. This is the time, because now you're understanding and you're realizing that the jobs is not promising, and that anything can be taken away from us. So at this point, I started to dive in even deeper. I started to educate even more, and educate more, and educate more, and I started to have more of a stronger desire, to grow my business. And all this was cool, but the really cool part was that when me and Chantanelle first got married, we were so broke when we first got married. I mean, we had our wedding at a courthouse, something that I did not envision for, something that I did not plan, something that I didn't, you know, it it wasn't. Nothing's wrong with those who do it, once again, but it wasn't just what I wanted to give to my wife. It wasn't what I wanted to to have for her. Um, I couldn't even afford a honeymoon. We stayed home, and we had guests that came over and celebrated with us. And we had to get back to the normal 9 to 5 grind. I remember my dad gave me a nice wedding gift, and I looked at it, and I looked at the check, and I'm like, Now, do I go on a trip and have a honeymoon, or do I take this and apply to some of these bills that's a couple months behind? Do I take this and 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 do what that was make a better decision? Make a so I had to make an executive decision, and we just stayed home. We just stayed home, and if I'm brutally honest, for me, not being able to give the love of my life, the wedding that I desired for her to have, not being able to give her the honeymoon that she deserves, and that was that I wanted to provide for her. It was pretty shameful for me. Um, Also, the thought of my boss telling me that, um, in a sense, that I would have to change my shift, and that I wouldn't be able to see my kids anymore, or see my kids as much because of the shift that I was going to have to work. So the company was changing things, and it's something that we couldn't control. So the company was changing, and I had to probably do third shift, which would have I would have been working third shift, and my wife and my kids would have been going to school from in the morning time while they at school and she's working. I would have been asleep because I had worked third shift, and so I wouldn't have been able to spend time with my family at all. So I I'm glad that now my boss can't tell me that my schedule has changed to a shift that will limit me from spending the time with my wife and kids, to only a day or two a week. Like, that's all now a thing of the past for me. Now I can literally pack up at a short moment notice without having to worry about a boss giving me any time off or having any paid time PTO saved up to travel, having to worry about whether or not I had to worry about who got more seniority and whether or not I'd be able to get that vacation time off or not. I don't have to worry about any of that no more. I have complete control of my time now, and I wake up to no alarm clock if you don't include Aiden pulling on my eyelids and saying, "Daddy, get up," or if you don't include the time that we're living in now, that I'm doing homeschooling with my kid right now until they go back to school right now that they out. I don't wake up to a boss, no alarm clock. Besides that, I can exercise whenever I want. I can spend as much time as I desire with my family and my friends. I feel like a new person now. Like, I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Um, and that's all that really matters to me. That's what matters to me. And taking back control of my time and and living out my dreams is such an amazing feeling. This lifestyle, I'm not where I want to be at, but I'm getting there as each day go on, and as each week and each month I'm getting to the lifestyle that is possible, for me to be able to provide a comfortable lifestyle for my family that we deserve. And this all is possible because of the mind shift and the mindset, and also watching that 10-minute video, that I'm encouraging you to take a look at as well too. It taught me how to start a profitable online business. And so after doing so, I have one I have a mission in place now. And so at this point in my journey, I'm on a nonstop mission to give back and to help others do the exact same thing. Um, and this same opportunity is available. It's available to you when you take action, and you'll understand. After clicking the link in the description below, you'll understand why I had to share this story with you. You'll understand that you'll see that we have a community of over 23, probably 24,000 entrepreneurs, and that has huge aspirations. There's nothing like being surrounded by positive and encouraging, like-minded entrepreneurs that want um, to see and help you succeed. I was given a mentor, and a good friend was assigned or appointed to me to help me along my way. We mapped out a nice and smart, achievable business plan, something that I had never been that never happened before in my business up until now. I've never, sat down with an advisor or a coach and said, okay, well, this is what, you need to do. This is what, this is what needs to happen. Let's set out a goal. Let's set out a business plan. Do A, B, C, and D, and stick to this plan. And I had never been introduced to anything like that. And um, I also learned how to create effective sales funnels. I learned how to write ad copy. I learned the value of a ladder, the value ladder. I learned time management. I learned how to create content using social media for my marketing and so much more. I'm still learning and implementing the training. I'm overwhelmed by how much training there is. And with the help of my mentor, that is always available to me when needed, I've gained the confidence that it takes to make it. I gained the sense of transformation, and my passion is at an all-time high now. I mean, I know I can finally help and serve others. I've this challenge that I'm taking right now, I know that I'll be able to gain as much knowledge in my business, and that I'll be able to teach it to somebody else, and I'll be able to show somebody else what's possible. And I'm glad that this monkey is now finally off my back, and I'm able to just help others. And I'm excited about it, and it was instantly clear to me that after going through the trainings and after accepting these challenges, it was very clear to me that this would be the vehicle that would get me and my family and others out of poverty, out of living paycheck to paycheck, out of not being able to travel the world, out of uh, not being able to attend events for our kids and go to baseball games and do certain things like that. I knew that this would now be the vehicle that I can use to help myself and to help my family and to even help my extended family and to even help you now get from point A to B. And when I started my journey, I had very little to no technical experience. However, I was very coachable, and I was committed, and I was willing to go through the fire to save my family and to achieve the life of prosperity and the life that I know that we deserve. Um, and so that makes me think about something that in my journey I was introduced to I was introduced to something, and I had my perspective and my mindset has shifted, and I was asked the question, and I'm gonna ask you now, um, if I paid you $100 to walk across a 5 by 4 wooden plank, would you do it? I'll say it again. If I paid you $100 to walk across a 5 by 4 wooden plank, would you do it? Some of you might ask, well, yeah, I do it. And then some of you might say, no, some of you may say, yeah, I do it. And then some of you may say or ask, well, how high is it? And I'll answer the question, and that's it's ground level. It's on the ground. It's just walk across it. Don't tip over. Stay. Just walk across it and don't fall off of it. And if you make it to the end, I'll give you $100. And a lot of you might say, yeah, I do it. Now, if you now, I want you to think about this now. If I ask you with that same 5 by 4 wooden plank, but now it's about 5 stories high, and your family, your husband, your wife, your children, your parents, your loved ones, those that you care for, the things that are meaningful to you, your passions and your diet and your desires. Um, mainly for me, it's my family. They're on the other side of that wooden plank. They at the other end of that 5x4 wooden plank, but it's 5 stories high, and you needed to go save them from this burning building. Would you walk across it? Would you walk across that 5x4 wooden plank then? If you knew that if you just walked across that 5x4 plank and you were giving the right tools, if you was given the right foundation, if you was getting the right blueprint, and you was told exactly how to walk across this 5x4 wooden plank, would you walk across that 5x4 wooden plank and go and save your family from this burning building? Your kids are calling out to you. Your kids are asking you to come out. Your wife is in dying need of you to come and save her. Your husband needs you to come and save him. Your mom and your dad, these people are living in tough times and poverty. They looking for you to come and help and save them and rescue them from this burning building. And all you got to do is walk across this 5x4 wooden plank and go save them. Would you go do it if you knew exactly how to get across there? I know I would. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm walking across that 5x4 wooden plank. I'm walking right across that 5x4 wooden plank because my family deserves me to go and save them. My family needs me to go and save them. My kids need me to go and save them. And that's what I'm doing. I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it for my family. I'm doing it for my extended family. I'm doing it for you, for other people that feel like they can't do it for themselves. I'm doing it because I have a passion and I have a burning desire, as I mentioned earlier, to help as many people as I can to achieve the time and the financial freedom that they deserve. And some of these people don't know where to start. They don't know what's possible out here. And I'm excited. If you can't hear it in my voice, I'm excited and I'm passionate that I'm now overcoming my fears and I'm challenging myself, doing this 30-day challenge to get out there and to help other people now. And to not think about what if somebody likes what I'm saying right now, or to not think about if anybody want to listen to me, or think about all it takes is if I could just help one person, if I can just save one person, if I can just help them see what's possible out there, then that means a lot to me. But I want you to know that it's possible. It's possible, and with the right mindset, with the right mentor, with the right motivation, your family, your loved ones, the things that matter most to you, with the right skills, the right foundation, the right education, the right foundation, the right blueprint. It's possible with the right attitude and staying around people with the right positive attitude and the aspirations that you have too. The other people that's looking to go save their family. And the biggest of them all, the believing, the faith. I'm a big time believer in faith. That's all it takes. If you can believe, now it's just you already made it. You already halfway there. You're 75. You're probably 80 to 90% all the way there when all you do is believe. It's just all about how to do it at this point. It's all about what to do now. But the battle is already won. Anything is possible with the right mindset, with the right mentor, with the right coach, with the right motivation, the right skill sets, the right attitude, and the right faith. Anything is possible. And I want you to know that now is the time to go and save your family. Now is the time to walk across that 5x4 plank. At any time, yesterday was the perfect time, but we can't do nothing about yesterday. Right now was the time to go. Right now was the time to go. Wait, don't get up yet. Keep watching this. Don't get up just yet. Don't click that button just yet. But now is the time. And with the right information and the right tools, anything is possible. No longer will I allow um, that 5-story building. No longer will I allow any job get in my way um, of living the prosperous life that I deserve, my family deserve. Nor would I allow spending precious time with my family and doing the things I love. I won't let anything get in the way of that. No more. And now I'm inviting you to come along this journey with me and to learn about the exciting opportunity that was given to me. The same training and platform that was given to me. The same thing I came across that's allowing me to overcome my fears. That's allowing me to grow in my business. That's allowing me to be able to help and serve others. Something I'm very passionate about doing. I've always had a big heart. I've never known what I wanted to do in life because I never knew what I wanted to be as far as career wise because all I wanted to do was be a father and a husband. So I never had the time, or I never thought about. I'm not gonna say I didn't have the time, but I never thought about being a doctor, lawyer, teacher. None of that. I thought about just being a father and being a dad. But I knew what I was passionate about, and that was always about helping people. And that's what I'm looking to do right now. I'm looking to help you. But it starts with believing in yourself. And half of the battle is won at that point. And I'm inviting you to come along this journey with me and to learn about the same exciting opportunity that would allow you and that would enable you to start and grow an online business. And that would also ultimately allow you to walk across that 5x4 wooden plank and and grab everything that belongs to you. Take back everything that belongs to you. Your family, your friends, your loved ones, your extended family, the things that matter most to you. Trips and education and generational wealth. All those things that they on the other side of that 5x4 wooden plank. And you need to get it. You need to get it. So do me a favor, real quick, and if you willing to take on this challenge, if you willing to walk across this 5x4 plank with me, know that I'm gonna be here with you. Know that we're gonna go through this together. Know that uh, when you succeed, I succeed, and we gonna fight to the end. I'm gonna hold you. You know, I'm gonna bring you along with me, and we're gonna walk across this 5x4 wooden plank because I'm not turning back. I'm not turning around. My family needs me, and I'm gonna go get them. And your family needs you too. So do me a favor real quick and click the first link in the description below. And I'll share with you a brief video. I'll be on the other side of that link. It'll be a brief video of my journey and a little more of how I built an online business. I want to say thanks for taking the time to watch and to learn more about my story and why I built an online business. Um, I'm looking forward to helping you. I'm feeling that much more excited about this journey, about this challenge that I'm on right now. I'm gaining more confidence. I'm excited. I'm ready to come on here tomorrow and help you. I want you to stay tuned. I want you to look forward until seeing me tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Thank you, and have a God bless and have a good day.